Yeah, this is a statement from the Commission as regards the verdict of the Supreme Court today on the presidential election petitions. The Commission appreciates Kenyans for peacefully exercising their democratic right to vote on the 9th of August in accordance with Article 38 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. In fulfillment of the Constitution, the Commission put in place a robust and transparent election infrastructure to ensure that the votes cast were counted, electronically transmitted, verified, tallied, announced and declared in line with Articles 81 and 86 of the Constitution. The general election was conducted by about 1,000 dedicated permanent employees of the Commission, assisted by over 400,000 temporary staff countrywide. The Commission is grateful to this staff for a job well done. Additionally, the Commission recognizes the support by stakeholders, including the judiciary, the National Police Service, and service providers who participated in the electoral process. The Commission gives special recognition to development partners who provided support that bridged financial gaps in the Commission's budget. In the course of discharging our constitutional duty, the Commission and its staff endured harassment, intimidation, abduction, arrests, and some lost their lives. It's tragic that Mr. Daniel Mushoka, a returning officer for Embakasi East constituency, was abducted and tortured to death in the line of duty. In addition, Mr. Geoffrey Kitobu, a returning officer for Kishugu constituency, died in what could be election-related stress upon completion of elections in his constituency. In this general election, the abuse of IEBC staff reached an unimaginable scale. Apart from the 2 deaths, the Commission and staff suffered other atrocities, including, but not limited to, assault and injury of the chairman, Commissioners Professor Abdi Gulier and Boya Molu, and the Commission Secretary and Chief Executive Officer Mr. Marijan Hussein at the National Tallying Center during the declaration of results. Unwarranted arrest of a voter education coordinator by anti-terrorist police unit on the floor of the National Tallying Center, who was detained for 3 days. Abduction, torturing, and holding incommunicado for 9 hours of the managed election operations and the support staff by persons to be believed to be security agencies. Attempted arrest of 3 staff members who are lawfully verifying election results on the floor of National Tallying Center. Abduction of staff of a service provider working at the National Communication Center. Harassment and physical assault of staff of service providers manning heavy-duty printing and photocopying machines at the National Election Communication Center. Physical assault of election officials in parts of Narok, Kakamega, Kirinyaga, Wajir, Nairobi, amongst others. In one instance, a presiding officer in Eldas constituency was shot in the leg, resulting to amputation. Physical assault of returning officers bringing results to the National Tallying Center. Breaking into offices of senior commission staff at the National Tallying Center with the intention of accessing sensitive data. Ethnic profiling, targeting, and cyberbullying of members of the Commission and its staff. To date, no one has been arrested for these crimes committed against members of the Commission and its staff. As it stands, no human rights or civil society organization have condemned these heinous acts meted on the Commission and its staff. Working for IEBC should not be a death sentence. The Commission reiterates that election is a process and not an event. This process started immediately after 2017 general election, and the Commission tested its systems and processes in over the 40 by-elections in the last 5 years. Therefore, the Supreme Court judgment today is a testimony that the Commission conducted a free, fair, transparent, and credible general election that met the democratic aspirations of the people of Kenya. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is finally vindicated. We look forward to the full judgment of the Supreme Court, as well as feedback from our stakeholders during the post-election evaluation exercises which will inform areas of improvement in the electoral process. Finally, the Commission wishes to thank immensely its legal team in not only defending it, but also ensuring that the sovereign will of the people of Kenya is protected. God bless Kenya. God bless the IEBC. Thank you. That's our statement today. And unless you have one or two questions, I believe it's been a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Hassan from Citizen TV.
Yes, Hassan.
I'm asking about the four commissioners who have assisted up to the four other commissioners. Have you gotten to speak to them, or are you extending an olive branch for posterity?
I don't know where that's coming from, but let me say this, that as a commission, we follow the law, and it's up to them and their conscience what they want to do going forward. But as a commission, we follow the law, and we have not chased away anyone. Yeah, thank you. So, situonane, asante.
All right, so we want to recap some two very important statements that we have just aired. I will start with the one that we've just immediately aired, and that is from the chair of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati, who has decried the threats, intimidation, abduction, arrests and harassment, as well as the death of some election officials. He says he appreciates Kenyans for peacefully conducting themselves during the election, also thanking the 1,000 permanent staff and 4,000 temporary staff during this election period. He also thanked the judiciary, the National Police Service, other service providers, as well as development partners for doing that. And then, of course, talking about the intimidation, abduction, and arrests of those individuals, saying no one has yet been arrested, and that civil society members have yet to condemn what he called heinous acts. He said working for IEBC should not be a death sentence, and he says the Supreme Court judgment is a testament to the work of the IEBC, saying they have been finally vindicated. Of course, important to note that he was present together with the other two commissioners, Boya Molu and Professor Abdi Gulie, as well as the CEO, the man who heads the secretariat of the commission, Marjan Hussein Marjan. As to the role or the presence of the other commissioners, he says the commission did its work and the other four commissioners have not been chased away. And just before that, we heard from President-elect William Samoei Ruto, who has talked about leading a country that will follow the rule of law, saying that he will respect President Uhuru Kenyatta in his retirement and all other leaders, including Raila Odinga, when he chooses to retire. When asked about those who are joining Kenya Kwanza from the Azimio ranks, he said that many of those who are in Azimio were not there because they wanted to be, but they were blackmailed and threatened. And he says theirs is a coalition of the willing, but of course rules out a handshake, something he has said before. He also thanked Kenyans, the elected leaders, those who stood with him, as well as his legal team, whom he says donated their time for free. As to what he will do for his first 100 days, he said he will talk more about that in the days to come. And of course, talking about a country with the rule of law, that civil servants will continue to be civil servants and will not be harassed, and that reaching out, of course, to his competitors, saying we're not enemies, we're Kenyans, and that is a direct quote. And let me just say finally that he said the unanimous decision of the Supreme Court confirms the fidelity of the IEBC to both the law and the Constitution. He commended the Commission for their role, decried the loss of lives of those who worked within the Commission, and also said that it was perfectly legitimate for the petitioners to go before the Supreme Court and exercise their right there. And of course, welcoming the court verdict or judgment with tremendous humility. So those are the pictures that you're seeing now from Karen, from that just concluded speech by the President-elect of the Republic of Kenya. So those are some key press conferences that we have heard this afternoon following that Supreme Court judgment, the unanimous one, I should add, that was delivered earlier this afternoon in the country. So, of course, there is more we expect to hear from